Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lesia and today I wanted to share with you my March TBR. So let's get into it. The first book on my TBR for March is the Club Dumas by Perez-Reverte, and this is a book that I have been waiting to read for a very long time, and I actually got around to it. I already finished it and I'm going to tell you more about it in my wrap-up. If you have never heard of the Club Dumas, this is a mystical thriller and it's an amazing book following our main hero Lucas Corso, who is a book hunter, and he gets his hands on a original chapter from the Three Musketeers by Dumas, and he has to investigate the mystery related to the nature of the chapter, while meanwhile also authenticating an ancient book that is meant to summon the devil. So he has two books on his hands that somehow seem connected. He gets into lots of trouble. This is a very interesting book and I will share my opinion on it in the end of the month. The second book that is on my March TBR is called Here There Be Dragons by James A. Owen, and this is a very curious book. It's the first in the series. There's 6 or 7 books in total, and they are not exactly middle grade or adult. There's something in between. They read like a fantasy, not a fantasy, but like a fairy tale-ish kind of world. This story is following 3 young men who are pulled together by circumstances after a death of a professor, and one of the guys gets sent this parcel with a book called Imaginarium Geographica. The Imaginarium Geographica is an atlas that has all these secret locations from books and from different worlds, and the Imaginarium Geographica is the only atlas that allows to travel between those worlds of different writers, of different creations. This book has lots of what you call Easter eggs, pearls and references to all kinds of books, from Captain Nemo to Narnia. It's all in there. There's references, there's characters from there, and of course there's a danger to the Imaginarium Geographica Atlas, and our main heroes have to solve these troubles and protect the world. The next on my TBR is The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu. This is a book that has won several prestigious awards in the sci-fi genre, like the Nebula Award and the Hugo Award and a couple of others. As far as I know, this is a re-edition with some additions to the original. I don't really know what the stories are about, but I've heard about the book on the Rachel's channel, which is called Kavanagh, and it seemed very appealing, so I asked for permission to review it from NetGalley, and I hope to do this month because the re-edition comes out on the 8th of March or the 9th. Either of those two. Another ebook that I hope to tackle as well, although I'm not sure whether I will find enough time for this one, is called Jane Steele, and it's written by Lindsay Fay. And this is another ebook I requested from NetGalley, and this is a very interesting story because this is a retelling or reimagining of Jane Eyre, and this story follows our main heroine Jane, who in this case is actually a serial killer and a murderer, and her story is completely different. Her childhood was very sad, and now that she's grown up she solves problems by killing people, but there's also a mysterious love story and everything that goes with the Jane Eyre story, so I'm very excited to read that. I think it's going to be a fun read. I have heard it has good reviews. In the second half of March, which is very soon to come, I'm going to be buddy reading and reviewing The Rebel of the Sands, which is a new YA release. It's buzzing on BookTube right now and I want to know what the hype is all about. It's following a main heroine who is orphaned called Amani, who is running away from the desert to start her own life. It's supposed to have lots of adventure, it's supposed to have lots of battles, lots of interesting stuff happening, and the story is supposed to be very vivid. So what attracted me to the book was the Middle Eastern setting. I like everything desert related, anything with a Middle Eastern note in it, everything with a hint of fantasy, and I hope that this is just going to be that. I'm buddy reading this book together with Mike from Bitten by a Radioactive Book, and I'm sure it's going to be very fun. This is my first try at buddy reading. I have no idea how this is supposed to go, but I'm looking towards the prospect very much. And at last, another book that I am going to read this month, hopefully, if everything works out, is called The Double Life of Mr. Skit Kavanagh. and this is another new release, I think, from the end of 2015. It hasn't had practically any reviews on Goodreads yet. It's very new. It's written by Marina Fiorato, and I was very attracted by the description as well as the cover of this book. It's following Kit, whose husband goes away to war, and she is dressing up as a man to follow him because she loves him very much. But in the process, while she makes her way through the army, she's also getting recruited to spy on the French, and she also gets in this sort of love triangle between her husband and her captain, who is in her division. I think this is going to be a very interesting love story, also a lot of conflicts in this book. I'm looking towards some inner turmoils, as well as some of the reviews on Goodreads mentioned the similarity of the plot to Mulan, at least the twist with her changing her dress so that she looks like a man, so that she can go fight. So that was it for my TBR video. I have huge plans, as you can see. I'm not sure whether I can achieve those unattainable goals, but I certainly hope so. And by the way, I'm running out of new cool shirts that I can film my videos in, which is why I raided my mom's wardrobe. She has lots of cool stuff, but I'm only making use of her closet while she's away on holiday. I hope she doesn't notice. If you're seeing this, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm gonna iron it and wash it, I swear. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you're going to read in March and what have you read in the past month of February. Have you heard about any of these books? I'm very curious about the double life of Mr. Skit Kavanagh. It does sound very appealing. I want to know more about it. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up for this video if you liked it. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye!